things are really bad, and I think they're going to get worse. YouTube refuses to tell us what's going on. They say that their new changes are going to cause ad fluctuations, but from what I've seen from other YouTubers, that's not quite accurate. What they really mean is AdSense revenue is going to crash to zero, and they won't promise that it'll come back. They in fact won't tell us any details about what's going on, what they're doing, why these changes are having these incredibly widespread and severe effects, and if that's going to change back in the future. But I'm not YouTube. I will tell you what is going on with me. So, in my last video, at the end, I had a little bit where I talked about the ad revenue problems. And at that time, I thought that what was affecting the other channels might pass me by. I thought I might be okay. And now, it's April 7th. The AdSense figures for April 5th have come in. That was the day I uploaded that video in the early afternoon. And it's abysmal. It's nowhere close to where it's supposed to be. It's probably 30% of what it should be. Maybe I was just naive to think that something that was happening to so many other channels wouldn't happen to me. To be fair, I didn't think it wouldn't, I just hoped it wouldn't, and my analytics showed that it wasn't yet, but now it is. And maybe I was naive about this whole thing, to think that a business model that's been working for me with no problems at all for years would continue to work for more than a fucking month after I decided to get serious about it. But then again, how was I supposed to see something of this magnitude coming? As I said, my revenue for my last big video was about 30% of what I would expect, at least for the first day and for that upload time. Normally a video like that, my total analytics, I'm not sure about the individual video analytics, but my total analytics would normally jump up to about $140 to $200. And of course, then I get a big spike on my analytics and then it drops back down through the next few days. And for this one, it's at about 67. That's my total revenue for the day. That's including all the other videos that are still getting money and the new one. The new video itself had the number of views I would have expected. And that was a 40-minute long video with, I tried to put 3 mid-roll ads because I knew that ads weren't going to run as much. It should have been probably among the most profitable videos I ever made, and instead it made shit. I just checked the next day's views. It's at $28. It's not lining up with my views, even slightly. It's a complete disaster. Now, from what I've seen from other channels, The Amazing Atheist, Secular Talk, David Pakman, whatever, all the other channels that I've seen stats for, once they start to see this kind of decline, their ads just degrade over the next few days to zero. And I have to provide for my family here. I can't make best case scenario assumptions. I can't be optimistic about this. That's what got us into this in the first place. I have to assume worst case scenario. I have to assume that what's going to happen is the same thing that happened to all those other people. There's precedent. It wouldn't be surprising. Judging by what's going on, I'd be surprised if it goes any other way. Now, I had expected that AdSense would survive for at least long enough for me to be big and successful enough on this platform that my Patreon would naturally grow enough that I wouldn't need to rely on it so much anymore, on AdSense. But that hope is dead. And if AdSense crashes to zero, I can't even pay half my bills. I have a mortgage, condo fees, baby expenses. I have to feed everyone in this family, have to, keep the power on, all that shit. And if AdSense goes, I can't do that. So here is the choice that I'm facing. And I can't wait to make it. I have to make it based on the information I have. This month, I have to make a decision about whether I'm going to continue to do this or if I'm going to look for a full-time job again. And I want to keep doing this. And I think you guys want me to keep doing this. Even if my wife, Izet, gets a full-time job, she's not going to make enough to make up for the AdSense loss. I'm the one with the education and experience, and the only person who's going to make decent money, more than minimum wage probably, is me. Even then, who knows? We would both have to get a full-time job, most likely. Last month, when I started here on YouTube, I made almost as much as I did at my full-time job. That's taking into account AdSense and Patreon. This month, I'd be lucky if I'm looking at half of that. I'd be very lucky. Now, a full-time job means that, yes, I would keep making videos, but it would be back to the rate that I used to make videos, which is... Those of you who've been subscribed for a while remember what that was. Once a month, once every 2 months. That's probably about what it'd be, If I feel really motivated, which, to be honest, I probably wouldn't, maybe every 2 weeks. It would suck for everyone. So I have a choice. Either I fix up my Patreon, fix up the rewards, and try to get that to the level where it probably would have been in a year or two, naturally, but in an accelerated way. And if I can get to that level, I can continue. Or I start job hunting, and Izet starts job hunting. Now, I'm not trying to put pressure on you guys. I'm just telling you the raw facts about the pressure that's on me right now. And trust me, it's a lot of fucking pressure. And I'm stuck in a situation where I have to make a decision I really did not want to have to make. These are the only options available. I fucking hate it. But I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like things are okay. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend the situation's any different than it is. So I'm at least gonna make these changes to my Patreon and see what happens. I've already made the changes. I want to be able to give something good back to you if you decide to support me. I don't have really merch. I don't really know how to do it. But I think I've come up with something pretty good. At the $2 level, you get access to the silly stuff I upload, like little blooper videos, behind the scenes, deleted scenes, that kind of stuff. At the $5 level, you also get the same stuff from the $2 level, but also you get in that list at the end of my videos where it shows all the names of all the patrons, all the $5 or more patrons. And plus, you get access to my big videos one day early. So basically, I'll post the unlisted link onto Patreon just for the $5 plus people, and then they can see the video before everyone else. At the $10 level, it's all the stuff from the other levels as well. But also, every month, it used to be 2 months, but now it's every month, there is an exclusive video that I make just for patrons. A debunk video. You know what to expect. You know what a logic video is. And you'll also get access to the last one of those that I did, which was also the first $10 reward video that I've done. So that's the only one that's up there so far. That was on the 15th of last month, so there should be another one coming pretty soon. So yeah, every month, extra video, you can brag to your friends that you got to see the video that they didn't get to see. And then at the $15 level, this used to be the $30 level, but now it's the $15 level. Then I invite you to a monthly hangout. You can come and talk to me and the other patrons and maybe talk about current events, ask me probing questions about my sexual fetishes, I don't know. And that's it. That's all the levels. Nice and simple. And I've also set up a new goal on Patreon. And if I reach that goal, that's the point where I think that I'll be able to sustain myself and make all these videos, like constant videos. But if I reach that goal, I'll also start making my big videos. So the ones that I would normally post on Patreon, I'll make those filmed again. Lately, I've been doing them with the cartoon because it's faster, and I've been really focusing on speed because that's how you lock into the YouTube algorithm these days. And I've actually been working pretty hard a lot of the time. But if I reach this level, I'll just work harder and film all of those videos. Back to the ridiculous head bobbing and the flailing hand gestures. I think most people like that a lot better. And also, if I reach that level, I have no issues with finding a job, doing any of that stuff, because I'm totally fan-funded, not reliant on anyone. If YouTube goes down, I'm not completely screwed. I don't have to find another job. I can just move to VidMe, Minds, Dailymotion, whatever, and it's fine. And so if we reach that goal, I'll also take my mask off, not in my main videos, because I know there's a lot of people who don't want to see my face, breaks the illusion, but second channel, something like that. And that goal is $2,000. Now, that's not the total amount that I would make per month. I charge on Patreon each video that I deem to be long and good enough for Patreon, so you can take a look at my March videos to see how many that is about. But of course, a lot of people set monthly caps. They only want to support, 1, 2, 3, 4, however many videos in a month. Some people specifically choose which videos they support, and so the amount that I actually make becomes quite a bit less for every video that I put up. But if you total all that up, on average, I think it should work out to about what we need to get by. The back of the envelope math that I did seems to make sense anyway. Currently, I'm at 704 per big video. Just about halfway there already. It's not such a far way to go, It's not like I'm starting out from zero here. So, look, I'm honest with you about what's going on. I'm honest with you about how I feel about it, but I'm not trying to guilt you into doing it. It's mostly about what you want to see, Services like Netflix or TV or music services or whatever that you pay for, they can't get by without support from their audiences either. And I'm no different at this point. If there's no AdSense, I'm no different from them. Well, except for the fact that I'm just one person and they're giant companies. But the reason that you're willing to chip in to give your money to those things is that you like what you get out of it. And with this channel, it's just the same thing. You like getting lots of videos out of it, and it's looking like that might not be sustainable without you. And so all I would say is, if you really like this current high rate of videos, you want to see them filmed again, you want to see me having the time to put out 40-minute videos all the time, I think you'll agree this past month has been a big change, and it's been pretty good, I think. So if you like that, consider dropping in like $2 or $5 or whatever works for you. And if enough people do that, we should be able to get by and keep putting this stuff out just as good and just as fast. I'm going to keep trying to do that in the meantime, unless I see that this absolutely is not working and give up and go job hunting. And if I become entirely fan-funded, I can tell YouTube to vaff an culo. That's a word my wife likes to use for fuck off. And I can go anywhere. I can go live on Minds, I can go live on VidMe. No need for any of this shit anymore. But step one is, I gotta see if I can actually get fan-funded. So we'll see. And by the way, maybe AdSense will come back, and maybe it'll sustain itself at a livable level. I'm not going to fuck around and pretend like I have no revenue coming in if I actually start having proper revenue coming in again. No, if something changes with regard to that, I'll tell you. I'll keep you updated. There's no guarantee that it will. The problems that it's experiencing are deep, wide-ranging. So far, they've lasted for a decent amount of time. They say there's supposed to be fluctuations in the ad revenue as they implement their new changes, but fluctuations is a little bit different than losing 70% of your revenue, losing 100% of your revenue, and having no real promise that it's going to come back. They don't promise that, and they won't say anything about it either. Like, you can tweet at Team YouTube all day, and they're not going to say a damn word. They're just going to send you the help page. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching my videos. And, yeah, we'll see how well we get through this. Maybe in a month's time I'll be looking back on this and wondering why I was ever worried.